Hello and welcome to another session on building resilience in children. In this session today, we are going to do a fun exercise, and this is to do with how to memorize numbers effectively. We're going to look into some of the very easy but secret methods to memorize numbers effectively. First up is chunking. So break long strings of numbers into smaller chunks, such as groups of 2 or 3 digits. For example, instead of trying to memorize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, break it down into smaller chunks of 12, 34, 56, 78, 90. Next is a method called visualization. So assign an image to each number and then create a mental image of the numbers you want to remember. For example, you could associate the number 1 with a pencil and then visualize a pencil writing the number 2. Third is the mnemonics. So one way to remember the first 4 digits of pi, which is like really long string of number, is to associate each digit with a word or phrase that is easy to remember. Here is one example. Number 3, which is tri, which means 3 in Greek. Number 1, which you can also name as 1, which sounds like 1. And number 4, which is 4, which sounds like 4. So to remember the first 4 digits of pi, you could use the phrase try 1 4, which can help you recall the digits in the correct order. Another way to remember the first 4 digits of pi is to simply repeat them over and over until they become ingrained in your memory. You could also try using visual or mnemonic techniques, such as imagining the digits as a sequence of colorful shapes or associating them with a familiar tune. Choose a phrase that you find easy to remember. For example, here, my favorite color is blue. Assign a number to each word in the phrase based on its position in the alphabet. For example, my would be 13 because M is the 13th letter of the alphabet. Favorite would be 6 because F is the 6th letter of the alphabet. Color would be 3 because C is the 3rd letter of the alphabet. Ease would be 9 as I is the 9th letter of the alphabet. And blue would be 12. B is the 2nd letter of the alphabet, but we use the 2nd digit of 12 for simplicity. Take the numbers you want to remember and group them into pairs. For example, if you want to remember the number 231287, group them into 23, 12, 87, as we saw as a technique just before this. Replace each pair with the corresponding words from your phrase. For example, 23 would be my color, 12 would be favorite, is, and 87 would be blue. So put the words together to form a new sentence. In this example, the sentence would be my color favorite is blue. Because if you place the numbers in the sequence, with practice, you will be able to use this technique to remember longer strings of numbers. Next up is rehearsal, of course, which is the key to memorization. Repeat the numbers to yourself over and over again until you have memorized them. This technique is particularly useful for short string of numbers, such as phone numbers or credit card numbers, but may not be very much important or useful for longer strings like the pi numbers. Next up is the memory palace. This technique involves associating each number with a specific location in a familiar place, such as your home. For example, you could associate the number 1 with your front door and then mentally place each subsequent number in a different location as you move through your home. Remember, the key to effective memorization is repetition and practice. Try using different techniques to see which one works best for you. And don't forget to take breaks and give your brain time to rest and recharge, and maybe add the 5 a day. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching. And if you like the content, please do subscribe, as that will provide us with the thrill to make more content Thank you very much indeed.